Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we'd like to begin this lesson by giving all glory, all honor, and all praises unto
Unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem
Bashem
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Bashem
Bashem
Yachra
Recha
Kodash,
Kodash,
giving double honors double unto the apostles and elders of great men, so we surely do we well. And as always, we like to say Shalom unto the elect.
Shalom to the elect.
Alright, a couple of brothers here gathered together from the heralds of Yahushai camp.
Only brother Achrana.
I'm the brother Mashara. We wanted to get into today, but tonight that was a lesson based a lesson based of the word of the day, right? From the New York Times. It was posted the 6th of August, and the word of the day here is KIBOSH. What does this word mean?
Word of the day, KIBOSH. This word has appeared in 8 articles in the New York Times.com in the past year. Can use it in a sentence. KIBOSH, noun and verb. Noun, the event of something ending. Verb, stop from happening or developing.
Right, and that is the day if you had it pulled up in your Merriam Webster.
KIBOSH.
Right, Salakia. Right, sorry, to go on.
KIBOSH definition: something that serves as a check or stop, usually used in the phrase "put the kibosh on."
Ooh, right, and based off that definition, if you want to get in the etymology as well.
Yeah, getting the etymology as well.
No.
Let's see. Right, kibosh yep.
Very good.
Kibosh online etymologies are known from 1836 KIBOSH in British English. Slang phrase put the kibosh on, of unknown origin despite intense speculation. The earliest citation is in Dickens' Looks Yiddish, but its original appearance in a piece set in the heavily Irish Seven Dials neighborhood in the West End of London seems to argue against this. One candidate is Irish Caipin Bais, cap of death, sometimes said to be the black cap on a judge.
The black cap A judge.
So like the black cap A judge would don when pronouncing a death sentence, but in other sources this is identified as a gruesome method of execution employed by Brit forces against the 1798 insurgents. Bernard Shea, Slanguage, a dictionary of Irish slang, Cole's Dictionary of Difficult Terms, 1684 has caboosed, having the head cut off close to the shoulders, or the word might somehow be connected with Turkish bosh.
Right, so we see in here, right, based off this word, we go into the topic. The return of Yahushai is going to put the kibosh, or the event of the return of Yahushai is going to put the kibosh on Esau's reign, right? And the return of Yahushai is an event in and of itself. It's a prophecy. It has prophecies about his second coming. Right? If you could head into it.
1924?
No, not there yet. That actually third one. If you could give me Acts chapter 1.
Acts chapter 1. Look at Acts chapter 1 and verse
9.
Verse 9. Acts chapter 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
Right, good.
And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
Which, what does that speak about? His return, he's coming back here with chariots. Right? The return of Yahushua is an event in and of itself. If you give me Revelation 1 and 7. Because he said what? Or the men said what? The same man and you saw him left, right? Well, what did they say? A cloud received him out of their sight. Give me Revelation 1 and 7.
Revelation 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
So clearly, his return is what? A return that is going to have a great event ensuing on the earth. An event of judgment, as we saw when we went into that etymology. It says what? The black cap a judge would wear before what? Pronouncing a judgment
or execution.
Correct. Go ahead.
Even so, Tawaratamian Tawab.
Right. So be true. Let it be. If you give me Matthew 24, where I was talking about,
right,
from verse 27, because it's described as an event where it says, all eyes shall see him, as we saw in our Revelation 1:7, right? And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Why? Because he's coming here to unleash holy hell on this place. Go ahead. So you can read from 27 and go to the one.
In Matthew 24 and 27, for as the light cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So again, all eyes
so
shall
that
see
for
him.
as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So again, every eye shall see him. It's going to be an event that's going to be worldwide. Right, go ahead.
Immediately, so like verse 28, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
Right.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. The stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Which part of the KIBOSH is going to put, or this event, right, means or spells the end of something, correct?
Correct.
Right? So, that the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. What are you talking about? Right, you're going to get into that. Go ahead.
Verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Right, then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. So he's going to make his grand appearance, which his appearance is grand. Right, many scriptures talk about it. The return of the Son of Man shall come like a thief in the night. Right, he's going to catch everyone by surprise. The second is just makes mention of he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Wisdom of Solomon, I believe, is 5 or 3. They shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
The scripture also talk about what every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess.
Yahushua Mashiach is Lord, to the glory of the Father, power, Yahweh. Right? So his event, the return of him coming, him coming back to the earth, that event in and of itself is an event. Right? Go ahead. So because it have a whole load of things going to be going on all at once. Like it's going to be a crazy and hectic day. Habakkuk 3. Was thy wrath against the rivers, that thou didst ride upon thy chariots of salvation. Right? So the day of the Lord is an hectic one. Right, go ahead.
I finish it?
No, continue.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Right, so it says the tribes of the earth are going to mourn, and also the elect are going to be saved. Right, but going into that tribes of the earth mourning, what does that signal, or what does that mean, or what does that spell for the inhabitants of the earth? Right, it means judgment. If you give me Jude chapter 1 verse 14.
Look at Jude chapter 1 and verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints.
Like the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. Right? Revelation 19, go ahead.
To execute judgment upon all.
So he is coming back here with a specific goal in mind. Right, go ahead.
And to convince all that are ungodly among them, of all the ungodly deeds which ye have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches
which
which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
Correct. Now, if you could give me Acts 17.
So I just want to go into that word convince. Let me
Yeah.
see what it says. Convince. Right. There's the word convince in Jude 1 and 15. It's G 18:27. Excelenco. Excelenco. The definition: want to prove to be in the wrong, convict.
Right? Or judge, punish, vindicate. Right?
So I
Go ahead.
take it off, let me see. Strong's definition from G 1537 and G 1651: to convict fully, that is by implication, to punish.
Right? So he's coming here to punish all the ungodly men of the earth, right? Chiefly the high ones, as it says, as we're going to go into, right? The powers of the heavens being shaken, the ruling class, right? The ones who dwell on high. As scriptures make mention of, he shall punish the host of the high ones on high.
Punish high. Let me see. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, not to go to it yet. Salakia.
Okay.
Salakia, because you gotta continue if you give me Acts 17.
Look at Acts chapter 17 and verse 30.
Yeah.
I reads, and the times of his and and the times of this ignorance power winked at, but now commanded all men everywhere to repent.
So now the Most High fed up at the shit, and he's telling everybody who needs to repent that you need to repent. Why, or to what end, or for what reason?
Because he had appointed a day under which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he had ordained, whereof he had given assurance unto all men, and that he had raised him from the dead.
And that man he's using to judge the world in righteousness is Yahweh Shai, right? One clue, he had given assurance unto all men, and that he had raised him from the dead. But also what he's going to judge the world in righteousness is not Yahweh Shai coming back here and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. He's going to judge the world in righteousness. So that man he's speaking about clearly has to be Yahweh Shai, right? And Yahweh Shai's coming spells the end of something. If you could give me 1 Corinthians 15 from verse 24.
We look at 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 24.
I believe it's verse 20. Yeah, just in fact, you could even read till verse 27.
Verse 24, 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. And come at the end.
So then come at the end. The end of what? Because we know his return spells the beginning of something. It's the rulership of Jacob. Acts chapter 1, will thou at this time restore the kingdom to Israel. Right? So we know his coming is the beginning of something, but it's also the end of something else.
First, no, first, second is just.
We're gonna get her.
We get her?
Yeah,
so we could say like this, then come at the KIBOSH.
The KIBOSH. Right? He's coming to put the KIBOSH on something. Right?
And he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh.
Which this is how we know this is speaking of his second coming, right? So his KIBOSH, he's coming to put the KIBOSH, the event which is going to put the end on something. What is that something? Well, we're going to get into it, but continue.
Who is the Father, when he shall have put down all the rule, all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he had put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. For he had put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which had put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued under him, then shall the Son also himself be subjected unto him that put all things under him, that power may be all in all.
Which is a cut to the Christians about our Trinity doctrine garbage, if you could receive that. Is he putting all things underneath himself and then subjecting himself to himself?
Ain't making no sense.
Doesn't make any sense. But anyhow, forgetting that point, right, or putting a pin in that for a later video, what we want to understand is, what is verse 24 talking about? Then come at the end. The end of what? Well, the brother had it there. He just quoted it in 2 Ezra 6.
In 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
verse 7. I answered, so like, I read from 6 seconds or 6 and 6, and I did consider these things, and they were all made through me, all Salak, and they were Salak, and all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended,
Ended.
and by none other.
Right, so the Most High is going to put the end on this. How we know? Because even though it's Yahweh Shai physically coming, Yahweh Shai is not coming here until the Most High gives him the go ahead. He told his disciples this in Acts 1. Will thou at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? He then said, it is not for me, you, to know, right? Sorry, it is not for you to know the things that the Father had put in his own power. Telling his disciples what? You don't know, and I don't know, and not even the angels in heaven know when the Most High is actually going to send me back here.
Because
Right?
scripture say that too.
Lo,
No,
here is the Son of Man are
no,
there. Believe him not.
angels, no that one. No, no, angels. Let me see. See if it's not.
Not the angels in heaven.
Yeah, they are Matthew 24
Yeah.
and verse. No, not that one.
Is it Mark? I see not none of the angels which are in heaven, for that they know it no man.
No, man. Let me see. It's the same one here, so like Mark 13 and 32. But of that day and that hour, know it no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the sun. Right, that is the point I wanted because Mark 24. So like Matthew 24:36, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But in Mark the 13th chapter and verse
Sorry,
32,
what precept was I just said? Matthew 24.
Matthew 24:36,
Right,
but in
Matthew
Mark
24:36. But of that day and hour know it no man, no not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Right,
but
and
in
then you
Mark
have it in the Mark.
13 and 32 it says, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son,
Son,
but
but
the
the Father.
Father. So
Right?
only the Father knows when his Son is coming back.
Exactly.
Oh,
Right?
sorry, let me phrase that. Only the Father knows when He's sending His Son back.
Exactly. So showing you what? Right? He's gonna catch everyone by surprise. Literally everyone is going to be caught by surprise. And his return means the end of something. Right? Because if it's the beginning of something, it must mean the end of something else. If something new is gonna begin, what old is gonna stop? Go ahead.
Second Ezra 6 and 7, and answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Again, when is the end? The end, the end, the end. Where's this end speaking of? Go ahead.
And he said unto
Again,
me,
we in the last days, but we reaching the end of days too. Right? Days, it's our word synonymous with time.
Scripture
Right?
also say too, when I read this in the New English Bible, it says, what shall be the dividing of the ages?
Exactly. So what days being a synonym for time, right? A metric for time, right? When is the end of all of this time that we currently living in? When is the end of Esau's days? Go ahead.
And he said, and he said unto me, so Second Ezra 6 and 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto
Isaac,
Isaac, when Jacob
Jacob
and
and
Esau
Esau
were
were
born
born
of
of
him,
him.
Jacob's hand held first the heed of Esau,
For
for Esau
Esau
is
is
the
the
end
end
of
of
the
the
world,
world.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it.
That is exactly the point right there. What Yahweh Shai is coming to put the kibosh on or put the end to is Esau's reign. Again, we said what? The powers of the heavens shall be shaken, right? If you get Isaiah 24 from 21, Babakasha.
Isaiah 24 and 21.
Right?
And it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh Bashim Yoshai shall punish the hosts of the high
High
ones
ones
that
that are
are
on
on
high.
high.
So what the ruling class, the ones who will be dwelling in that heavenly estate, being who? The heads or the chiefs or the princes or the kings of the Edomites today.
And of the other nations as well.
Right, so your banking families, you Rothschilds, you Rockefellers, you Oppenheimers, you Warburg, and so on and so forth. And the ones we don't know nothing about, yeah, you all are the ones he's coming to meet first. Again, Isaiah 63. right? Who is this that cometh from Bozrah?
Bozrah.
So Isaiah 63, or Isaiah, when he got that vision, saw what? Yahushua returning from his first great slaughter upon his return, right? He destroyed or put down the chief city of Edom, America today. So he's coming straight for the heads. He's not playing about. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth
Upon
upon
the
the earth.
earth, right? So and who's the ones ruling the earth currently? Job 9:24.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The wicked. Who's the wicked? Malachi 1 and 4. Right? They shall be known as the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh had indignation forever. Who would that people be? Esau, Edom. He said he would have war with Amalek from generation to generation. To be at war with someone, you definitely have to not like them, right? You definitely have to not like them. So if he has a problem with these people, have indignation against forever, and then he's simultaneously having war with these people from generation to generation, I'd be talking about the same people, right? Go ahead.
Listen to the word hand is in Hebrew, yada or yad.
Hebrew Songs
Listen to
3027.
yada or yad, and it's let's see, strength, power, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, strength or power.
No,
The earth is in the power of Esau right now.
but I think it goes to the word control.
I honestly feel that.
Control, custody. Nah, I'm not seeing the word control. Let's see if there's any strongs. Let me see. It's supposed to go back to the word control as well. I'm not going back to the word control, but whenever something in someone's hand is under their control.
Right, so the earth is in the control of the wicked ones today, which the wicked have always been the same ones, even the ones of yesterday, which is who? Esau, right?
Right, yeah. There's a word hand in your etymology.
Right.
Like it's Old English hand, the human hand, also side, part, direction, and define position to either right or left, also power, control, possession.
The earth is in the power, control, and possession of the wicked ones who have always been Esau, Edom, right? If you could give me Daniel 2 and verse 44. Because again, who is the kings, who's the rulers? He's going to put them all down, right? As the brother would have said, it's not just the head of the Edomite nations, but also the heads of the heathen. He was the stone that smote the statue. He was the one who put the end to all the rulers, all the ones who reigned on the earth before him, right? Revelation 6, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. I believe in that same Revelation 6, and on his head he said crowns.
No, on his head were many crowns.
Well, many crowns. Why? Because he took down many kingdoms. This Daniel 2 we read about when you go into the statue, right? This statue, or each part of the statue, was a representation of a specific kingdom.
No, it's not Revelation 6 where it says he had many crowns.
Like Revelation 19.
Let's make sure.
And on his head were many crowns.
Yeah,
And he had a name
Revelation
written.
on his head were
many
crowns.
crowns,
Right.
and he had a name written which new man knew. Right, going into it again, each part or each of each division, each section of that statue represented a kingdom, right? And what Yahushua was the one who put a stop or put the KIBOSH on all of those kingdoms reigning and ruling. Oh, we know this. Daniel 2 and verse 44, if you could read it.
Daniel 2 and 44, to 45. And the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Right, so a kingdom is set to rule forever. Did any kingdom ever rule or last forever? No. So this has to be the start of something new that the earth has never seen. So if it's the start of something new, it must mean the end of something else. What is ending? All immortal kings, all immortal dominions and realms being ruling the earth. Right? Go ahead.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and shall stand forever.
Right.
For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it had break in pieces the iron,
and the
the
brass,
brass, the
the clay,
clay, the
the silver,
silver, and
and
the
the gold,
gold.
all the other kingdoms that were before it.
Mhm. The great power Yahweh made known unto the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
Sure. So what? Yahweh Shai is going to put the kibosh on every rulership that did reign before him, right? Specifically, the Roman Empire, the ones that were ruling when he was around, right? He's putting an end to the final leg, the revived Roman Empire, the second Roman Empire, right? If you give me John 11 and verse 48.
There is John 11. Are you from 45? And many of the Jews which came to Mary had seen the things which Yahushua did and believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahushua had done.
Showing you again that division. I am not come to send peace on earth, but a sword. Right? Not everyone believed on Yahweh Shai. Some did, many didn't. Go ahead.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we do? It's like, what do we? For this man did many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all
The
men
men
will
will
believe
believe
on
on him.
him, and the
And the
Romans
Romans,
shall come and take away both our place
place
and
and
nation.
nation. Right? And who was the Romans? Or who was that um who was the ruling class? Who was the common Roman man in that time? The Edomites, right? Who was the man they set over the province of Judea or Jerusalem at the time of Yahushua at his birth? Herod.
Lord,
When you go into Herod, who was his father? Antipater, the
the Idumean,
Idumean,
which I go
right?
into Idumea, right? See,
The Greek way
the
of
Greek
saying
way of
Edom,
saying Edom.
right? So the Romans, right? The ruling class of Rome, which a ruling class of any civilization, or sorry, the ruling class of any kingdom tells you who that kingdom is set up for, right? That the nation who's the ruling class is who that kingdom is predominantly, right? So the ruling class of the Romans were Edomites. That means by and large, more often than not, when you read about Romans, right, you're speaking of the Edomites, right? Now, of course, understanding how the heathens rule, they have ways they could get citizenship and all this kind of shit. Right? So today, Esau ruling and Esau determining where everybody is. He's not Israelite now, he's a Trinidadian because we say so. Right? If you was living back in those days, living in a province of Rome, you could have been a Roman citizen regardless of what nation you was from. Just had to grow up in wee ways and you could get all kind of shit. You know the heathens is operate, they're off. But by and large, the ruling class of the Romans were what? The Edomites, right? Showing you that the Romans predominantly were Edomites, right? So now we know who Yahushua is coming to stop. He's coming to stop the very self same people who were ruling when he was on the earth the last time.
Revelation
Right?
1 and 7, and they
Revelation
that
1 and
pierced
7,
him,
even they that pierced him. Who pierced him? Who crucified him?
Roman
Right?
soldiers.
It was Roman soldiers. He was crucified under the Roman rule. The Pharisees, Sadducees, all the sects of the Israelites who wanted Yahushua to be put to death, they had to go to the Caesars to make it happen. Right? Pontius Pilate, what, washing his hands of the basically the
That
whole situation or death or how this whole thing came about for him to be crucified in the first place, but what they had to go to them, right? So we understand who Yahushua is coming here to put an end to. Who is coming here to put the kibosh on is the ruling class, the Romans, you Edomites. You're still around, you know who you are, and he definitely knows who you all are, right? And he's coming to meet you all, right? So he's going to put the end on Esau's reign, right? But also when you read the KIBOSH definition, right, it had the noun definition, which is an event that puts an end to something, right, roughly paraphrasing, but the second definition was what? Something that stops something from developing or happening. But I'm gonna pull it here, right? Stop something from happening or developing.
which is
That's
the
when it's
verb.
being used in the verb sense or the verbial sense, right? Yahushua's return, or the event of Yahweh's return to the planet is going to stop something from happening, Esau consolidating his rule and reigning forever. Because if we leave, or rather if the Most High Yahweh leaves Esau to rule, right, he would rule forever. And that would spell a whole load of shit. This is all going to be plunged into a whole load of shit if Esau continues to rule. Matthew 24:22.
22. Yeah, Matthew 24. I from
It's just 21. You could be 21.
20.
20?
Talk 21. Nah, right, 21. For then shall be great tribulation. For then shall be great tribulation, such as were not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Which is Jacob's trouble. Again, Revelation 12:12. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, for he knoweth that he hath but a short time. The reason he's coming down unto you having great wrath is for two reasons. One, because he knows what situation he's in. He is like, the card's been dealt to him, and now he's looking at his hand and he's seeing he got lost all the money, right? But since he understands what his end is going to be like, he doesn't want that to happen to him. So what does he do now? Right? He devises a plan to stop his end from being the way it is.
Revelation
Right?
13 chapter from verse.
Which is where exactly we're going to go into. Now what? Yahweh has to put a stop to that plan developing or happening. Right? Because Esau has a plan to stop the Most High's plan. And the Most High's plan is to stop Esau. Right?
Matter of fact, Esau's plan to stop the Most High's plan is in the Most High's plan.
Again, the Most High has planned for everything. Most High being the ultimate chess master. If you give me it.
I'm finished.
Oh, sorry.
Verse 22.
That because what would be the result of Esau understanding that he has no more time? He plans to kill everybody.
In Matthew 24 and 22, except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
And that is Esau's ultimate plan. If I can't have it, then no one can, because ultimately he really wants it. If you give me it, Psalms 49. Sorry, you're going somewhere?
Yeah, because I think that shorten should be put a stop to, because that the whole idea of this lesson is see to shorten a bridge curtail. You see, that doesn't mean to put a stop to. It just means to shorten. Yeah.
If you give me it, Psalms 49, because again, he would love for this thing to continue the way it is. That is where he constantly thinks about how could we keep this shit going the exact way it is right now. That is the plan of the ruling class, to keep ruling. Right, go ahead.
In Psalms 49:11, the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
So their kingdom, their rule, their empire, their dwelling places, go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
And that is the whole point right there. What they really want and what they really seek and what their real plan is to keep this thing going for as long as possible, and if possible is forever, then we all in. Right? That is their plan. But Yahweh needs to stop that. He's going to put the kibosh on it. Right? He's going to stop that plan from happening or developing. And how have they decided to let that plan be? How have they decided, right, to make that plan a reality? If you could give me Revelation 13:16. In fact, I could even read from verse 15. In fact, Salakia. If you could, before we even go there, because I need Trump card, give me Job 20.
Okay.
And from verse 20.
Job 20 and 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly.
Right? He shall not see peace. Right? Go ahead.
He shall not save of
because that. Salak, I'm not cut you off, but that quietness, representative of peace. Again, I believe it was, not even believe, the Most High said it, or sorry, it was said about Solomon, the earth was quiet before him, right? Solomon, Shalom, peace in the Hebrew. Solomon's kingdom, he had 40 years of peace, and the Lord made the earth quiet before Solomon. So no wars, no none of that shit. Right? Solomon ruled in peace, right? And even Alexander, when you read First Maccabees, it makes mention of the earth being quiet before him as well. So basically, on top, and they get to enjoy being on top because no one is coming against you. The Most High is saying they do not get that privilege, right? They won't. They're not gonna feel that quietness, even though they would like to. Go ahead.
He shall not save of that which he desired.
And we're gonna show you what he desires in that Revelation 13 and to what end. Right, go ahead.
There shall none of his meat be left, therefore. So that there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits.
Right,
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So that
I just want to see what that says in our translation. In the fullness of his right, in the fullness of his sufficiency. So when he has everything he wants, BBE translation. Even when his wealth is great, he is full of care, for the hand of everyone who is in trouble is turned against him. Easy English. He may be very rich, but he will soon have many troubles. ISV. Even though he is satiated and self sufficient, he suffers. Everyone in any sort of trouble will attack him with the hand of the wicked. That wicked goes into the Hebrew word Aimal, which goes into what? Hebrew Strong 6001, this laborer, sufferer. Who's the laborers today? The fishers of men, prophets. Right? So eventually every hand of every prophet is going to be against him at some point. Even now, our hands are against him through prophecy, Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. The
ultimately,
prophets that have been before me and before thee of old have prophesied against many great kingdoms and many rulerships of evil and of pestilence. Right? So again, it's even begun now in a spiritual sense, a spiritual war we in. But when Yahweh returns, it's gonna get very, 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 very physical. Right? Go ahead.
and even then, what the hand is going to be against him, because the hand is Yahushai.
Exactly.
Verse 22, when he's about to fill his belly, Yahweh Basham Yeshai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and
Correct.
shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Exactly. So what you're not gonna feel at peace. The Lord plans to stop you in your tracks. He's planning to stop your plans from happening or developing. Right? And what's the ultimate plan? You're gonna go to it. That Revelation 13:16, because that plan leads to another plan that he has or another desire that is within his heart. If you could give me it from verse 15.
Book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Correct.
And cause it all, both small
Small
and
and
great,
great, rich
rich
and
and
poor.
poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and their foreheads.
Exactly. So, if you do not worship the image of the beast, by then receiving this mark, which shows your ultimate form of worship, being pierced by this whole system, right, you're gonna be killed. Right? Again, no flesh should be saved. If this man is allowed to continue with this plan, then he plans to kill everybody. Right? Because eventually he's gonna get the fight back. That is just how the Most High has ordained it. Right? Romans 11 from verse 4. Right? What say the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved unto myself 7,000 men which will not or have not bowed
Bow
the
the
knee
knee
to
to
the
the
image
image
of
of
Baal.
Baal.
Again, Matthew 24. Right? If it were possible, shall deceive the very elect. But the if is dependent on if the Most High ever wanted it to happen, right? And the Most High does not want the elect to be deceived. So the elect will not be deceived. The elect know what the mark of the beast is. The mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, right? Understanding that, right? That's his plan. His plan is to mark the whole world, thus making him their God. And we're going to show you this. Go ahead, verse 17.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So the power of life and death, and the power of whether or not people prosper in this life and are happy, he's looking to put it into his own hands.
So what the
Right?
power, life, and the things that which is needed to sustain life.
Exactly.
He wants that under his, or he
In
wants
his
full
control.
control of that because
Exactly.
he doesn't have it, and he that pisses him the fuck off.
How we know?
I know he paranoid that he don't have that.
Why? Because doing that would then make him God, and that's his plan. Again, the Most High has power over life and death, Deuteronomy 32:39. And then I
I
believe is
even I am he, and
right,
that there is no power with me. I
kill and I make alive, I
I
wound
rule
and
and
I
I
heal,
heal.
and there's none that can be delivered
Delivered
out
out
of
of
my
my
hand.
hands.
Right? But when you read it also have a precept in Sirach as well. The prosperity of man is in the hand of the Lord. But look up at the prosperity of man and just get that real quick. Right. PR. No, that's not it.
Let's see.
Let's look up prosperity and see it. We should see it there. Right.
Oh, it's God also support.
Track 10:5.
Track 10, 5, 12.
Yeah.
Track 10 and 5. Track 10 and Track, Track 10 and 4. And the power of the earth is in the control or the hand of Yahweh. And in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Now everybody knows this, but Esau does not acknowledge it. Again, I think Psalms 14, the fool had said in his heart, there is no power. Right? And the foolish man in the earth today is the man who run in the earth today, Esau Edom. Again, Daniel 4:17, you would even set it up over the basis of men. Go ahead.
In the hand of Yahweh is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor.
So what Esau is now looking to take the prosperity of man and say it's in his hands, right? If you want to live, we shall allow you to if you do what we say. You want to eat, we go allow you to eat if you do what we say, right? Esau wants to take the power of the Most High that he exercises over the human race, literally, and have it in his own hands through his mark. To what end? Thus becoming the God of this world. It's not enough that he's the ruler of this world. It's not enough that he's a dumbass and the Most High still gain the reins to run the earth. Is more than that. He now wants to be the very God that is in control of who rules the earth on it. Wicked, evil, dumbass nigga. That is who Esau is. Go ahead.
As when we track 10 and 5 in GMT,
Yeah.
the success of that person is in Yahweh's hands.
Right.
The Lord Yahweh is a source of the honor given to any official.
Can. So now, ultimately, what is his as Job 20:23 says, his heart shall not taste. Sorry, read it back real quick. He shall not taste of his heart's desire.
2023 Job, when he's about to fill his belly, no, that anyone know.
No, I'm higher up. There.
Job 20:20, sure he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save that of which he desired.
So what he's not going to be able to hold on to what, right? So what he shall not be able to enjoy the save of that which he desireth, and his ultimate desire is to become the new God of this new fucked up world, which he plans to fuck up, right? If you give me 2 Thessalonians from verse 3.
Book of 2
Sorry,
Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 from verse 3, Salakia. Right, and then you're going to get the Isaiah 47:10 and close with that. So there's definitely a man in the earth today who thinks himself to be God, right? And he has a plan to make himself that God that he thinks himself to be. If God is real, I am that God. Otherwise, God is not real. That is the mindset of the rulers of the earth today. Yahweh's plan, or rather the Most High's plan, is to initiate the event, the return of the Messiah to the planet, which would then be what? The KIBOSH. The event that stops all of this. Yahweh is coming here to put the KIBOSH on Esau's reign and on his plan, or rather to stop his plan from happening or developing, because it's gonna happen to some small extent or to some small degree, right?
Also, it's a large creek, just a remnant
Just
and
just
come out of
remnant,
this here.
right? So the Most High has a sin he's gonna charge you so with, which is what? Impersonating power, right? Only I am power, none else. Anybody get caught doing that shit, I gonna put them to death. Go ahead.
In 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man deceive you by any means.
It's again showing you here that is going to be a great deception to be able to trick the world into believing that he has the might or power of God to do any miracles he's going to be able to do with that mark, or to put anybody to death at any given moment, right? If you take that mark, you basically put your brain in a box, and if them want to throw that box in the river, they will. They're going to be able to turn you on and off at will. And if you don't believe that, well, boy, I don't know what to tell you again. We seeing it, right? We seeing some of the shit that RFID microchip could do, and that is some scary shit to me, right? I don't want to be anywhere near that shit when it's happening. Lord willing, the Most High preserve we souls from that nonsense. But go ahead.
I said, we're coming forward now. We first, and that man of sin revealed the son of perdition,
Which is Esau,
who opposed it and exalted himself above all that is called power,
right?
or that is worship, so that he
He
has
is
power,
power.
sitteth in the temple of power, showing himself that he is power.
And that is his ultimate plan, right? He forget everything that is God, call me God. Why? I want to sit in the temple as though I am power, showing myself that I am power. That is his ultimate goal, right? To be called God, right? And through the RFID microchip, or as it is known in scripture, the mark of the beast, he plans to institute that in the earth, right? One more, right? That God complex that he has, we're going to get one more on it, and then we close Isaiah 47:10.
Isaiah 47 and 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
Who would be the chief ones you'd be able to say in the earth to trust in wickedness? The ones who is the border of wickedness, the ones who are the dwelling place of wickedness. We should trust in wisdom, because wisdom belongs to us and it naturally dwells in us because we are Israelites. Who would be the ones that make sense to trust in wickedness? The ones who wickedness naturally dwell in, the Edomites. Right, go ahead.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
In the mind, they think that they are the Most High, and through their wicked and dastardly deeds or dastardly plans that they have set on now Micah 2, right? Work evil upon their beds, and when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands to be able to do so, right? Because of that mindset that they have, right? Yahushua needs to come here and put the kibosh on that whole plan, right? And he needs to stop all of that shit from happening or even developing before it touches the elect, right? If you could read verse 11.
Therefore shall evil come upon him, that
Come upon thee.
Salak, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth.
Which is proof this evil has to be Yahushua, right? Because again, nobody doesn't know when Yahushua is going to rise back into prominence and come back to the earth.
Scripture say like when Yahushua is coming back as what, a thief in the night. So you know when a thief coming. If you know when a thief coming, he won't be able to spoil your goods.
The robbery won't be that successful, would it? Because you'd be on guard for him.
Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Right, so Yahushua is coming here to put the kibosh on Esau's reign, rule, empire, and kingdom, and to stop his wicked plans from even developing or from reaching any further point than it needs to than that it needs to be reached. Right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and that you were edified. In closing, we like to say, Kal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash. Like to give double honors, double unto the apostles and elders of great milestone who surely do rule well. And as always, we like to say Shalom unto the elect.
Shalom to thee.
Right, this is a couple of brothers here from the hills of Yahushai camp.
I'm the brother Hanana.
I'm the brother Mashallah. Till next time, we like to say
Shalom.
repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.